Okay, so on Wednesday, the Country Music Network CMT stopped airing a video accompanying a controversial Jason Aldean song. The song, released in May, had already gotten a lot of attention recently for its lyrics appearing to glorify guns and being a super cool guy like Charles Bronson in the Death Wish movies. The video that was released last week drew further criticism. It was filmed in front of the Murray County Courthouse in Columbia, Tennessee, where Henry Choate, a black man, was lynched in 1927. Aldean has defended the song "Try That in a Small Town" and videos saying the song does not mention race and that the video uses news clips. So it's interesting to me that there's no correlation between this song and racism, and that the people that are saying it's racist are actually assuming that the song is talking about black people. And I'm not a huge Jason Aldean fan. I'm not really a fan of most new country music, but that's mostly just because I'm like kind of an old stickler when it comes to music. If I'm going to listen to country, I'm going to listen to Chris Christopherson or Hank Williams, the original Hank Williams. But anyways, let's take a look at this video.
Back up a perm, ice,
oh wait,
the bird.
Wait, this is
shitting on all you little turds.
Oh wait, no, this is the different one. This one's actually super brave and uplifting, intelligent, well-spoken, inclusive, diverse. It's my favorite.
Take that dick, wait your turn. In my own lane we can't merge, so with no head you can learn.
This one, on the other hand, is blatant racism if you're the kind of person that's going to assume this is about any specific race, which I think would indirectly be racism in itself. But anyways,
punch somebody on a sidewalk.
See right there, he's talking about black people punching people on a sidewalk. What the are you even talking about, you weirdos? Anyways, let's see. Oh, here we go. CNN Caitlin Hobbs spoke with Tennessee State Rep Justin Jones, who earlier this year was expelled, then reinstated to the House after leading a gun control protest on the House floor following a school mass shooting in which 3 children and 3 adults were killed, who had some unequivocal thoughts on the song. As a Tennessee lawmaker, as a youngest black lawmaker in our state, I felt like we had an obligation and duty to condemn this heinous, vile, racist song. Where are you getting the racism from? I feel like anybody that would push racism into this song is actually the racist, because it doesn't mention race, and I'm pretty sure in the video, haven't watched it a bunch of times, I just watched it on my phone the other day. The video, if I remember correctly, doesn't actually even portray black people, and if it does, they're just news clips. It's not like, I don't know. I personally didn't think that it was actually racist, but I feel like anything that actually stands up for like good, honorable American values, people that have a problem with that just automatically slap the racism sticker on that. Kind of like people calling Dennis Prager a Nazi. That is just so backwards to me. A guy that's used like half of his life to fight Nazism as like a legit Jew is the guy getting called racist. And a guy like this, I don't know. I feel like that is just absolute I felt like we had an obligation and a duty to condemn this heinous, vile, racist song that is really about the hearkening back to days past, said Jones, 27. The lawmaker said in his mind it was no accident that the video is filmed at the Murray County Courthouse, where the race riot happened and where, as well as the 1927 lynching of a young black man who was 18 years old, Henry I have a tough time saying the name, Choate occurred. Choate was lynched by a mob and hung from the courthouse's second floor after accusations that he sexually assaulted a white girl in February 1946. The city that houses the courthouse was the site of a race riot which 2 black men were killed. So I know this is true because I saw it on Flecka's Talks, the best new podcast of all time. What was it? Hannah Montana filmed part of her movie there or something like that. Obviously, Hannah Montana is a super racist person. Tambien, and anybody I would say that works at the courthouse is clearly a racist. Postal worker delivers mail, racist. Firefighter, racist. Janitor, racist. The Hispanic landscapers, clearly racist, because we all know all Hispanics are racist. 100% of them. Street cleaning crew, racist. The guy down the street that puts up solar panels, racist. Jones said that he sees the song as an attempt to normalize racist, violent, vigilantism and white nationalism while glorifying a vision of the South that he said the state is trying to move forward from. The song's video features footage of an American flag burning, protesters having confrontations with police, looters breaking a display case, and thieves robbing a convenience store. Aldean, who in the past has courted controversy by wearing a t-shirt featuring a Confederate flag and dressing in blackface as Lil Wayne for Halloween? What? Dude, for one, I don't know. Maybe I'm just crazy, but I don't feel like blackface is offensive. Like, I would not be offended at all if one of my cousins came over for Halloween dressed up as the Tapatio guy. It's like, I'm half Mexican. I know I don't look it because I don't spend that much time out in the sun anymore and my tan goes away. But if anybody came over dressed up as the Tapatio guy or the Cholula lady or the Melendez lady, it's like, dude, why would you be upset about somebody like wanting to celebrate your culture? It's like, I'm not mad at anybody for like wanting to dress up as a Mexican. I wouldn't even care if I went to work and some of the other people were teasing me about being a tortilla chucker or whatever. It's just called not being a so like, what the ever, like, get over it. And people say, well, you weren't part of an oppressed people. Yes, I was. Like, I mean personally I wasn't. I guess that's the difference between me and people that have a different opinion on that. If nobody knows this, the Aztecs were completely wiped out by the Spaniards. And you know what? Like, to be honest, that is single-handedly the best thing that ever happened to Mexico. Because for one, the Spanish brought Jesus Christ to Mexico. And for two, they got us to stop eating our own children. And for sure, Mexico had slaves. Mexico ended slavery like slightly before the United States. We were definitely involved in part of the slave trade. And before that, Mexicans were buying and selling each other as slaves because of being in different tribes and stuff. Anyways, I'm gonna stop with that before that gets too controversial. In the past 24 hours, I have been accused of releasing a pro-lynching song. A song that has been out since May, and a subject to comparison that I direct quote was not to be pleased with the nationwide BLM protest. Alden wrote in his statement, "These references are not only meritless, but dangerous. There is not a single lyric in the song that references race or points to it, and there isn't a single video clip that isn't real news footage. And while I can try to respect others to have their own interpretation of the song, with music, this one goes too far." I could not agree with that more. I feel like when you're looking for something, you're gonna find it. If you're looking into why this Melinda's hot sauce bottle is racist, you can find it. My jeans are racist because they're made out of cotton and slaves picked cotton 200 years ago. Whatever. It's like, dude, everything's connected to racism. The entire world relied on slaves forever until like 200 years ago, and still half of the world does. So the fact that you could relate everything to racism is just absolutely insane to me.
Carjacking old lady at a red light. Pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like. Cuss out a cop, spit in his face.
And all it's showing right now is white people.
Stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think it's tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here,
Same with right there, that part right before that, it seemed like all you could see is white faces.
we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in.
Look at that. It's all white people. It's all white people. I don't know. If you're looking this much into like trying to find racism, it's like clearly you're the racist because you're the one saying that people that spit in cops' faces are black. You're the one saying people that rob liquor stores are black. I don't know. Grow up, people. This is absolutely ridiculous. I've heard the controversy and I saw the video on my phone, but I haven't actually like watched this music video. And anyways, I am extremely disappointed in white liberals right now. But I think the white liberals are doing exactly what they're trying to. I think they're very precisely planting seeds of division amongst Americans. Possibly China.
In a small town. Got a gun that my granddad gave me.
He's got a gun that his granddad gave him, and everybody knows grandparents are racist, so getting something from your grandpa's racist. And guns are racist because guns were used during times where slavery existed. As the great author once said, Theodore Dostoevsky, this is really fucking stupid.
In the city, good luck. Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys, raised up right. If you're looking for a fight, try that in a small town.
You know, I will say on a serious note that a lot of this stuff is actually pretty sad. I live somewhat close to Sacramento, California, and during a lot of stuff like this, there was a little bit of it in Sacramento, and it was a little bit sad to just see all the destruction and just see all the full-grown adults that didn't get spanked when they were children, you know?
Try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own.
And not to get me wrong on all of this, I am definitely not pro-police officer. As you can see, I've got a Gadsden flag and an Appeal to Heaven flag. And at some point, both of those are kind of screw the establishment. So I'm not even somebody that like totally defends the American flag, at least not now. At least I don't support the American flag for what it stands for now in 2023, considering we're the highest buyers of child pornography and sex trafficking in the world. It's like I'm not even a huge fan of America anymore. So honestly, I don't think I'd even mind if somebody burnt the American flag. Don't burn my Gadsden flag or Appeal to Heaven flag or my Betsy Ross flag. But the American flag, it's like, I don't stand for anything that I do anymore.
You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
These farmers are dropping their own crops for the day. A friend is in need, and they've come to help.
It's what this community and a lot of our communities stand for. Somebody needs some help, you'll get it.
Try that in a small town.
Like I said, not a huge fan of Jason Aldean, but I highly support him now that everybody's trying to cancel him for making a totally innocent music video that people just don't like, so they call it racist. I don't know. I feel like that is totally meritless. Then again, what do I know? I never went to university, so I don't have the education and $60,000 of debt to prove it. Anyways, like and subscribe, and Jason Aldean sure is handsome.